How are you?
I'm pretty good. Good to talk to you again.
How's everything?
Yeah, we're plodding along. How about over there? Whereabouts are you? And what can you do? What can't you do?
It's the same way. So it is what it is. Hey, but we have a new record coming out, right? So boom.
Yeah, rock and roll. We'll get to that in a minute. Can I just ask, how is Tom?
He's perfect. He's cancer-free. We played with us 3 weeks ago. They did a festival they do every year in Sacramento, California. Metallica played 2 nights this year.
Yeah.
We played with Anthrax, Testament, Till. He played the whole set. It was great.
Excellent. That's really good to hear.
He'll be back.
Yeah. Hey, you came out here on the last album cycle, and you played the Soundwave Shows. How do you remember them?
We want to come back. We had such a good time when we were in Australia at that time. That was I loved it. I had a great time. I want to come back.
I remember when you played here. It was here in Adelaide. It was so fucking hot. Do you remember that?
That was the hottest I've ever been, ever on stage, ever. When we did the math, it was equal to 114 degrees. Jack is a fucking ginger. I told him to just walk off stage and play bass for me because he was going to fry. And here we are bitching about it. And then who plays right after us? Fucking Priest. And they go on stage with the full, regalia, fucking everything. Alfred had his jacket on, the whole thing. I felt like the biggest pussy in the world.
I'll tell you what, just quickly before we get on to the new album, one of the funniest things ever was actually Tom. He came out to the front of the stage and I think he dedicated a song to someone, and he was so hot, like if you tipped a bucket of water over him, it wouldn't have made any difference. He was that sweaty. And before he dedicated the song, he's just, how do you live in this, man?
Actually, I do remember that now because he had to come out and talk because he couldn't even play. He looks like, I got to give up. I'm dying. And the sun was like right shining at the fucking stage right where we were on. There was no shade, nowhere to hide. It was like, the hottest I'd ever been on stage. I have Doc Martens that were melting in the fucking black stage. That everywhere I would step, I could feel them getting tacky. Like, it was unbelievable.
Good times, but we made it through. Let's talk about Persona Non Grata. Let's talk about that. How did you go getting together as a band recording that? Were you able to get together in person as a band to record that? And how did you go about it?
We did because basically that's why it took so long. We waited for Gary for Slayer to be finished, so we should have his full attention. We want to record one and talked about 16 doing it in 17, but then in January of 18, Slayer announced that that's going to be the end of it. So our take was, it's probably going to take 2 years to say goodbye, which it did.
Yeah.
We, instead of trying to get him with us to do another record, while he's doing that, farewell tour with them, we just said, we'll wait till he's done.
Yeah.
So we started putting it together last September, October. We were recording it, and by this January it was done. And I don't know if he had songs or if he had written, because him and Tom had put them together over April of 2020.
Yeah, what was it like finally getting him back, if you like, from Slayer? Must have almost been a bit weird.
We know it was like I knew now we would be moving forward. That this thing was moving forward. It seems like I joined the band in 2014 again, and we went 6 years and only did one record. You know what I mean? I wish we would have made one other one since then. You know what I mean? But and initially, I've been in the band longer now than I was from 86 to 93, and we did 4 records in that amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad he's back. It feels right. It feels right live. It feels like Exodus.
Who's writing the songs? Were you getting together as a band and writing, or were different members like individually writing, bringing their songs in?
No, I'd have to give that to Gary. He wrote 11 of the 12 songs musically and 9 of them lyrically. I wrote 2 lyrically, Tom wrote 1 lyrically, and Lee wrote 1 song musically, and Gary wrote everything else.
Good to have him back then, eh?
Well, it's his band. It's always been his band. Think about it.
Yeah.
You know, what member has been on every record from the beginning? Him. Not any one of us.
Yeah.
So, his direction. He's the boss.
I absolutely love The Beatings Will Continue Until Morale Improves. I mean,
that's a fun song. That's just a fun song. It's very relevant to what's going on today, for sure. In a very tongue-in-cheek manner, like we always do it, but obviously it's very current. I would say very current. That's a good way to put it.
Very relevant to the present time. Right, what else is the band doing? When are you going to be able to take this out on the road? Are you going to be able to take this out on the road? Tell us what the plans are.
We have 1 show booked with Testament and Death Angel because we were supposed to be out right now with the Bass Strikes Back tour in the States, but they postponed it for 6 months for, health reasons and whatever. So everybody's still a little dodgy on, taking that step. So, which is fine. Better be safe than sorry, I guess. So, and then I think we're doing some weekend stuff through January, February, March, and then April we actually start the tour that we just postponed, and that'll be 5 weeks in the States, and then we go to Europe for July and August, 7 weeks I was told, and then who knows, the rest of the year, the next year I'm sure it's going to be booked. This album's a hot one.
Yeah, the problem I see happening in the future when things all open up again is you're going to have so many bands all trying to hit the road.
I think you're going to have that. It's going to trickle in. I don't think it's necessarily going to be, oh shit, the gate's open. Let's go, everybody. Your package has to be right. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to want to see it. And on the other hand, people are not going to pick and choose concerts now. You've deprived them for 2 years. Yeah. They want to see everybody again. So I noticed even club shows are packed right now. So I don't know about that. I think something strong as Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel on the road, I don't think we're going to have a problem selling tickets.
Oh, no. And that's a good thing. Gets people out. And here in Adelaide, we've got a bad reputation of being very slow to buy tickets as a region, but even like you said with club shows that have been on and off during the last year and a half, they've been pre-sold and they've been very well supported because everybody think, well, fucking hell, we can actually go out. So they do, and they buy tickets ahead.
That's all they have. That's all they have.
Yeah.
So that's what take advantage of it. I do, and when we play, there's a lot of people there. Mostly, we played twice, and both of those shows were like near sellouts. Just for my AC/DC tribute band, it wasn't like because oh shit, Zetro from Exodus is doing this. It was more like, holy shit, there's something to go do. We can go drink and party, and hang out. Not saying that we're not worthy of it, but I've just noticed events that aren't generally, with a lot of people are overly now because you've suppressed everyone socially for 2 years. They want to go out.
Just like the good old days. Fitting these songs into a set list, how many of these songs off this album do you reckon will be able to make it into a current set list?
We haven't had that argument yet. I can't wait for that day. And it usually goes on which ones the fucking guitar players can handle. And if you listen to the guitar work on this one, it's way brutal. So I can't wait till the email starts going around about that one. It's going to be real soon because we have to play here in about, the 27th of November we have to play, and the album will be out a week, so they want to hear new songs. I can't wait to see that because to me, I don't give a shit. I'll sing them all. It doesn't matter to me. It's just ones are I don't know. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a good one.
All right, so that's new songs. What about old songs? What song do you reckon, from your point of view, Exodus are always going to have in the set list?
There's three. Yeah. Bonded by Blood, always. Toxic Waltz always has to be in there. And Strike of the Beast always has to be in there. So, always.
I fully approve of all those three, and yes, I agree. They all have to be in there. Anything else you wanted to chat about? Any other topic you wanted to slot in there?
Well, I don't know if you guys know, I do I do a webcast. I do my own webcast show on YouTube. It's called Zetro's Toxic Vault, and I interview a lot of the Bay Area people, like the guys from the guys in Violence, guys in Testament, guys in Blind Illusion, bands like Defiance. They're kind of the bands that made a mark but were a little bit obscure. I do a bunch of different cool stuff, so I don't know if anybody knows about that. Maybe the listeners can check it out. Just go to YouTube, put in Zetro's Toxic Vault, and I will come up. I've probably got 400 episodes. I did this thing on Bass Strikes Back where I brought the camera out every night, and then I put them together, and I did a whole string of videos from the road. So a bunch of cool different stuff.
Does the whole band still live in the Bay Area?
No, none of us. I don't even live in the Bay Area. I live about an hour and a half out of the Bay Area. No, Lee lives there. Lee still lives in the Bay Area. Gary lives in Meadow Vista, which is up by Sacramento. Tom lives in Lake Almanor, which is up in the mountains of Northern California. And Jack lives in Nashville, Tennessee.
When you recorded and you all got together, where did you all meet? Where was this all done?
This was done in where Tom lives, in Lake Almanor, in California. He has a huge man cave there, probably the size of a house. And we just built a mobile recording studio there. And we had the luxury of, we rented a house about a half a mile away, and we had the luxury of not having to worry about anybody else coming in. It was just done for us. So, and we all recorded together. The band was all up there at the same time recording.
That's the best way, isn't it?
Normally now you can do it in separate parts. I mean, most bands, they can do it in their room on a computer nowadays, and they can still make it as good. But we all went up there, stayed in the house, stayed together, had dinner every night. When I wasn't tracking, Jack was tracking. When Jack wasn't tracking, Lee was tracking. When Lee wasn't tracking, Gary was tracking. It was just, back and forth. It was a full band effort.
That's the best way.
I think that's why the product is so good.
Mm.
And all the Exodus albums in the past that were like that, Fabulous Disaster, Pleasures of the Flesh, Tempo of the Damned, those albums were all done when we all, as a band together, and that's why they're good.
So when we've got the album coming out on the 21st, haven't we?
Yeah, I think some places the 19th, you guys on the 21st. I was told the 10th in the UK, so yes, later in a couple of weeks, finally, after 7 years, so I guess, a couple of days here and there ain't going to matter, right?
No, that's exactly right. Hey, Zetro from Exodus, thanks so much for having a chat to me. Good luck with the new Exodus album, Persona Non Grata, out in a few weeks here in Australia. Best of luck when you go back out on the road, and stay safe.
You too, my friend. I'll see you there, and hopefully we'll see you down under soon, mate. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, mate. Have a great day. See you, mate.